Yeah. Like I said, that's the same thing happened to me last night. It's the same thing happened to me last night, Joanne. The internet went out. And that was stupid. Our grandson, but I don't know how come Spectrum got to do, you know, I knew when I saw that reconnecting going on, I knew I was had to reapply to get back. Yeah, because I lost internet connection. I knew because Spectrum TV or internet, you never know what it's going to do. I don't know why that's 2 nights in a row, people, that they done that to me. And I can't understand. But I, yeah, I had to start a new one, Jacob. I kind of wish I could afford Starlink, but I don't got the money for Starlink. And it makes me mad. Temperature outside is in the 20s. It's cold outside. Okay. I guess I had to get up there and unplug my TV. Well, when it gets cold, 32 is freezing here. I'm not going to get out in the dark with a flashlight, walk to the back 40s, and look at the pond. It's probably ice over, I would say. Since it's down in the 20s, maybe 27 degrees, I think. I got my temperature set on 69, so it's probably 73, 74 in the house. And, which to me, that's warm. You people that save you on your electric bill, you got to have it well insulated. You got to have either double or triple pane windows. You got to have insulation around your window frames, your door frame, even if it's spray insulation. Because that spray insulation will seal all the cracks where no cold air would come in, no hot air would go out. You have your floors insulated. If you got a basement, you can put insulation between the basement and your first floor, have all your walls insulated. I kind of like that spray foam insulation. It gets all the little tiny holes that you might have in your house. If you got your house well insulated, spray foam and I like spray foam. I know they got other insulation that you can put in. But the spray foam insulation, I guess they call it closed seal foam or something
open
like that.
Open cell and closed cell.
Closed cell, I guess. And it'll keep your house a little bit warmer. You people thinking of building your house, I know that spray foam insulation costs you a little bit more. If I ever get the money, people, I'm going to build me a better chicken coop this time. When I had my chickens and the rooster, remember, people, I was a city boy. I didn't know how bad the raccoons are in the country and what kind of wire to use on your chicken coop. I do now. And yeah, that was my son you heard in the background. And I had that old cheap, I guess you call it old cheap chicken wire, got the little round holes in it. And the raccoon can tear through that like nobody's business. You need that heavy duty wire. Like, you all seen these dog cages, how thick that wire is. That's what you need to protect your chickens. And maybe some good plywood. And a good roof on it to keep the rain from getting into your chickens. And I love those chickens. I raised those 5 chickens from time, when they was babies until the raccoon killed all my hens. My one rooster, he went down a fighting. He went down a fighting to protect his 5 wives. Yeah, I'm talking about 5 female chickens and 1 rooster. Okay, I was going to take tonight off. Hello, Jessica. How you doing? And man, I was upset last night. Now, I want to thank Doctor Who, a great moderator. It must have been a full moon last night. I had all kinds of idiots in here last night. You warn them, you tell them how you run your YouTube channel. Doctor Who put them in timeout. And they come right back and do the same stupid bull crap. I put one in timeout for 24 hours. And people, there's a lady out there, I know part of her name in her YouTube channel is Sunflower, but I forget the first half of it. In the video I watched that night, she had a green light on in the background. You thought I was mean. She's meaner than I am. She don't put up with no bull crap. And Jessica, probably, that's what I hate by not having a computer. Because I would look you up and see how many videos you got, read the comments, and I'm like I say, I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm looking for some more ladies to be moderators. But at least 18 years old and over. And that's what my future plans are. I need more ladies on here. I lost 3 ladies that hasn't been on for maybe 2 or 3 months. I don't know if they're mad at me or what. It's okay. I wish them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, because I got their phone numbers. I know 709 ain't on here tonight. Like I say, I don't judge you all people. It seemed like some people is judging me. And like I say, I don't judge anybody because I'm doing what God wants me to do. God gave me a second chance. Just like God give you all second chances. And don't waste your second chance, people. Because next time, something can happen. God works in mysterious ways. And I want to thank all my moderators for doing a good job. I want to thank you all very much. And I appreciate what you do for me. And another thing I want you people to do. You all know nurses that works in the hospital, doctor's office, and other places, and nursing homes. Next time you go visit somebody in a hospital or a nursing home, thank the nurses for their service, because it takes a very special nurse to work in the ER, ICU, critical care, burn unit. It takes a very special person to do that. Just like your ladies, if you in bad shape, you might have a male nurse. You look at that male nurse, oh, he's good looking, I got to live, this and that. That's how I feel when I had my heart attack over 8 years ago. That those good looking nurses, they gave me the will to live. And thanks to them, I got through my recovery and my heart attack pretty good. Because your nurses gets involved with your patients. Even if you're young, you're old, or a baby, burn unit, anything like that, they really care about you. So I want you people to thank a nurse or a nurse practitioner for their service. You know, they don't get that from people. Even when I go to the doctor's office, just like when I went on the 29th of December, she was a good-looking nurse, a young one. I'm going to say probably 30s. I could be wrong. She could be younger or older. I said, I want to thank you for your service of being a good nurse. And she about fell over. I think that's the first time she heard that. And you younger people, another thing I'd like you to do, if you go to the grocery store, the Walmart, or to the mall, any places like that, you run into people. You see an old man and an old lady. Tell them, say, hello, young man, hello, young lady. You make their day. I do that. I've ran into a few people that must watch my YouTube channel have said that. And at least I know I'm doing something good. Like, there's some people I know, it's, in the stranger danger field. I don't judge them. I have not read the police report or the court papers. People, I tell you something. When I was young, that people who got a divorce and got kids. The lawyer would tell the female client, have your kids tell them that daddy touched me here and there, which wasn't true. I know you all people hate stranger danger. To be on the offender list, you could be drunk and you use the bathroom out in public. You get arrested for public indecency. You be on the sex offender list. Or you and your girlfriend's out parking and a cop pulls up. You get arrested for what you're doing. You get on the sex offender list. You know, the, I know people that I know it didn't commit the crime. Because and another thing for you guys and your ladies who got kids, and the guy dates you and makes your kids mine. That goes for the women and guys who got kids. The girl said, "You're not my daddy. I'm going to tell my school teacher you touched me inappropriate." And the same thing with the men. It happens, people. Don't believe everything you hear unless you talk to the person. Because it does happen. And it's the truth. I don't judge people. It's not up to me to judge. And some of you people I know is judging people. But I don't make judgments. But it's up to God. God is the judge, the jury, the prosecutor, your lawyer, and a police officer. He's all rolled up in one. And I tell you something that happened to me, and this is the truth. The judge was Dan Donahue. The prosecutor was Bill Grimes. And my lawyer, he lost his wife. He woke up the next morning. His wife passed away in her sleep. And the judge and the prosecutor said, "Tom, I know you didn't do that." But he said, "Your mom needs you at home now." So, well, can I leave now? So I had to take a plea bargain where I can go out and be with my mom. That is the truth, people. The judge and the prosecutor told me I didn't do it, but the judge and the prosecutor knew if they dismiss it, that I would turn around with a lawyer and sue the police department for false arrest. They knew me. They knew me ever since I was in diapers. They knew what I would do that too. So I had to take a plea bargain. You people that been in jail took plea bargains where you can get out and take care of your wife or your kids, your mother, your dad or grandparents. You had to do that knowing you was innocent. I'm trying to be honest with you. That's because that's what God wants me to do, is be honest with you. And you be good, people, to your mate, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever you got. You be nice to them. Help them around the house. Don't lie to them. Like you guys, I can hear some of you guys say, honey, you're right, I'm wrong. And you guys said, yeah, she's wrong. But then you all start a fight. That's, you need to get along with your mate. I know ladies is wrong, but you got to keep peace in the family. And people said, will you date a girl with kids? No, just because of that reason. They're going to say, you're not my daddy. You can't tell me what to do. It's not worth me getting upset and have a heart attack. If they was 18 and over, that might be a different story. But we got to protect ourselves. You ladies got to protect yourself. Us men have to protect ourselves. There goes a meat wagon by. An ambulance just went by going east on the main road because they had the lights on in the back of the ambulance. I don't remember seeing the ambulance go by. Just information for the record that's coming here. So, but I want to thank you, Jessica, for being on here. If you got videos, tomorrow sometime I look at your video. And if you got comments in your video, I might make you a moderator, maybe. But like I say, I gotta watch your videos, look in the comments, see how you run your YouTube channel, see if that's what I'm looking for as a moderator. It's just like you're applying for a job. You've been on here quite a bit, Jessica, and you know how I like to run my YouTube channel. But you have to be people to be a moderator on my channel. You have to be over 18. But you can't be under 18 because I wouldn't feel right making a kid under 18 a moderator. I know I got kids on here. I respect a teenager, under 18 to keep the kids in line. I expect everybody to follow my rules. I don't care if kids on here along their parents and their guardian is there with them. Because that's YouTube rules. You got to have parents or guardian with you. Where they can sit back there and watch, make no stranger danger come after you. Make sure you stay safe on your platforms. There's a few kids on here that didn't follow the rules. I put them in timeout 24 hours and explained to them why I've done it. I hate to do that. They're young, but they still need to learn the right things to do, even what their parents have teach them, or their legal guardian teach them, or their grandparents. You got to follow the rules. You might not like growing up young, you're going to make mistakes. All kids makes mistakes growing up. You do stupid things. That's how come us old people try to teach you. Don't make mistakes when you're young, because it will follow you the rest of your life. When you go through background checks in certain fields that you might want to get into, they're going to check you out from head to toe. They're going to check with your neighbors. It depends what field you're going to apply to. Even if you go in a police department or a government agency, they're going to go over you with a fine-tooth comb. That's how come I try to teach you younger people to stay out of trouble. No alcohol, no drugs. I was stupid when I was 12 years old. Drinking alcohol, Mary Jane, bother acid. I regret those choices, but it's too late. But God gave me a second chance. God wants me to help you all people out, young, medium, and high class. High. High is the old people, medium is the younger people, and the low class is the ones under 16 years of age. That's what I try to teach you. I teach you, you all younger people have taught us old people to understand computers and cell phones. You ask us questions, what you plan to use that computer for, like YouTube, play games. You have told us, old people, what kind of computer to get. And I want to thank you all. That's how come I chose this HP computer, because I have everything on that you told me about. So thank you. And I try to teach your kids that's in school, that's straight A students, to help the kids that's in your class. Because when I was in school, we had 10 to 15 kids in the classroom, compared to what you all have today is 20 to 50 kids in the classroom. One teacher cannot spend the time with each one of you. And by you helping out kids in your class, them kids might be somebody important one day, a VIP, a very important person. And that's what I try to teach you. And the same thing your mom and dad is trying to teach you all, right from wrong. But your dad and mom love you no matter what you do. They love you. Remember that. You kids, it's on here. Before you go to bed, tell your mom and dad that you love them before you go to sleep. Tell them you love them before you go to school or you go to work. Anything can happen, people. But it's your life that you might screw up. I know your kids are not going to listen to me. But your girls and boys who might be at the age of dating, remember your dad and your mom was your age at one time. They know every trick in the book. I heard young kids say, Daddy, Mom, You don't know what the blankety blank you talk about. Remember, your mom and dad was your age at one time. They was a baby in diapers, and they got older, went to school. They know every trick in the book that a guy would do, and your mother know every trick in the book that the girls would do to get out of the house. They know it. And it does happen, people. I know kids that say, Mom and Dad, you don't know what the blankety blank you're talking about. But you all forget. They was your age at one time. I just want you all to remember that. Your parents was your age. They didn't have computers when you was young. I don't think. If at my age, I know they did have computers. And, you could teach your parents about computers, cell phone, what memory to get in your cell phone. Instead of the 64, you might want the 128 or 512 or the 1 gigabyte of cell phone, which that costs you more money. You could teach your parents this. You could teach your parents how to play games with you. I've seen games that I watch kids playing. And I try to scratch my head and figure out how they do that. And I try to watch them, how they play it. It's confusing sometimes for us old people. And hello, Jack Jenny. Welcome back. Everybody knows the rules and all that. And I also want to ask you people, who has Facebook? That has Facebook? Thank you. Okay. Who has Facebook? I guess they got a search engine in Facebook. I don't know nothing about Facebook since I don't have it. Type in the search engine of Facebook. Support Officer Tom Higdon, Hidgon. He's a Clark County deputy sheriff here where I live here in Indiana. And you see what I've been talking about. He's a great police officer. I know some of you don't like police officers. But you got the good ones. He's a good one. He used to be a jail officer. When he was a jail officer, he treated the inmates with respect. You've been in jail, people who've been in jail. There's jail guards that treat you like a-holes. But Sergeant Tom Higdon, he treat you with respect. When he came a road officer, he treats you with respect. That's one thing I like about Sergeant Tom Higdon. He treats you with respect. I gotta sit up for a minute because my back's hurting. Oh, that's bad when you get old, people. Enjoy you when you're young. Eat the right food. Make sure you exercise. I gotta stand up for a minute if you all don't mind. I got I gotta stand up and stretch. Now I'm gonna sit back down. You know, and I want you people never. I try to be honest with everybody. When you got arthritis, I have problems getting out of bed sometimes. I started sleeping in the middle of my bed. When I wake up, I'm almost on the edge of my bed. It ain't funny, people falling out of bed. Like you all know, these hospital beds got things you can pull up from the side of the bed to keep you from falling out of the bed. It's you know we all learning. And people, you're my YouTube family. You're the closest thing. you know, you you people here on YouTube is the closest thing I got to a real family. You're the closest thing I got to a family. And I appreciate it. My son's in there in his bedroom, probably sleeping or watching YouTube. But as far as my brother and all that, I haven't seen him in years. I ain't seen him in 8 years. Remember, people, keep everything rated PG. No bad words, no sexual stuff, no hate crimes, no gay stuff. What? You kitty cats know where I'm at. Quit yelling, I ain't coming into the living room. And I appreciate you all. I appreciate all my moderators. Meow, meow. That's what the kitty cat was doing. He was meowing, or she was meowing. Because all I got in the house is female kitty cats. At one time, people, I had about 10, 15 cats in here. All the female cats was in here in the bedroom, and the tomcats was out there. But people, I've also heard, I'm asking you younger people, maybe you heard it from your dad or mom, or maybe grandparents, on arthritis. Hello, Cannon Hayes. That there's something you mix with honey that'll help you on your arthritis. But I can't remember what my grandma used. But people, you can do your research. You probably can find it. But arthritis, I got a video. I watch a bunch of doctors' videos. I looked their names up in the search engine. They are doctors. That arthritis is, you all know what zombies is. Zombie. Well, arthritis is a zombie germ, zombie something, and the doctor treats you for arthritis, but they don't tell you about, maybe that's what it is. I know it was honey and something else, but I couldn't remember that. And people, when you get sick, I got in trouble when I was raising my kids. What you doing giving kids alcohol in the medicine? But people, next time you go to the grocery store, look at Rosentussin and stuff like that, that you will find alcohol in it. And I fixed when my kids was little, I fixed what they call a hot toddy. It's honey, the real lemon, the yellow lemon that you have to cut and squeeze the lemon juice, and about a shot of whiskey. And give about a teaspoon of it. I don't think I did have. I don't think I have. And if you're running a temperature, if you're over 8 years old, something like that, you give them about a teaspoon. If you're younger than 8 years old, you give him a teaspoon. Otherwise, you have honey, lemon, and a shot of whiskey. Make sure you have a bottle where you can close the lid. Make sure you stir it up. You can put more honey in it where you won't taste the alcohol. And you're gonna sweat the fever out. My kids, this happened on a school night. I stayed up half the night, checked on my kids. I don't know. I don't know about butter. But I checked on those kids when they was little. They always kicked the blanket off. And I'd go in there, put the blanket back on. I finally went to sleep. I went downstairs to fix breakfast the next day before they went to school. My son went up. He went into his sister's room and said, "Sissy, what we going to do? We're not sick." I guess we get up and go to school. But people, you check at Rosentussin or Vicks cough medicine or NyQuil, anything like that. It has alcohol. But I couldn't understand when I was young. My grandma used to put a mustard pack on me. I guess maybe it was a rag with mustard all over it and put it on your chest. I don't know if that ever helped. I don't know if it did help. I don't know what it was used for. I just don't know. And since this is my second video, since Spectrum kicked me off earlier, that you people knows police officers that has body cameras. I just found out today after watching the news. I watch all kinds of news. That the body camera footage that we saw on TV wasn't a body cam footage. It was a cell phone. I don't know any police department that use a cell phone for body cameras. What is ICE agent on this no good Ross? What are they hiding? What are they hiding, people? When Ross killed this nice, beautiful young girl. There's something about that girl that I know her from somewhere, but maybe she was from Indiana at one time. I don't know. But you have watched live police shows on TV, and you see the body cameras. Up in the right, I think the right top corner, they have, Axon, the date, the time, everything. But what is ICE hiding on their body cameras? Did you hear today on the news from Minnesota about the sheriff's department in that town where that young girl got murdered? They got murdered. The sheriff told ICE, if you break any laws here, we gonna arrest you. Guess what ICE said you can't arrest us. Bull crap. any cop can arrest anybody if they break the law. And, you know, they got license to kill right now, and the president and the vice president is backing them up. And the FBI ain't going to do a thing, I believe. They ain't going to arrest him violating this young lady's civil rights. He wasn't in danger of his life. Maybe he did not like gay people. Could that be possible since she was gay? I got nothing against it. Maybe that's why he killed her, because she was gay. I know. Every day I watch parts of it on news. You know, since I got a smart TV, I can go to different news media. They're coming out more and more about that. You could say the FBI went to his house and, I guess, confiscated everything, computers, and I don't know what else. They, what they do, confiscate or, well, he can't get to his money. He can't get to his money. They freeze their accounts or whatever you call it. But that, like I said, that state and sheriff's department has the right to investigate that murder. It happened in their JD. They have that right, people. I got a question. This is not a racist question. What would happen if she was black? People, you all remember years ago in Louisville, Kentucky, Monica Taylor, the black lady who was an EMT, had a boyfriend in the house. That she was shot and killed by the Louisville Police Department. They had a no-knock warrant. If somebody broke in your house, wouldn't you shoot and ask questions later? Because you all have the right to protect your family. And, you know, all kinds of race people got together and stand behind Monica Taylor in a protest. White people, Mexicans, all religions there to back her. Now this white woman gets murdered by ICE. We all need to get together, no matter what race you is. You got to stand behind her and help her. Do it peaceful. Well, I wear a vest, Jack Jeannie, because people complain if I don't have a shirt on, it'd be kind of naked, because the women can't be on here because of what they got. So I put this on instead of a t-shirt. Tomorrow, I might wear a t-shirt. Because people complain because I didn't have a shirt on. They don't complain when I got this one. I got an orange one and a yellow one or a lime one, whatever you call it. I try to make you people happy. I know people wouldn't like to you know, see, yeah, this is orange. This is orange, Jack Genie. But I got one in there hanging up on the awning board. It's kind of, what do you call it, green or lime color? Sometimes I wear that. Sometimes I wear a t-shirt. But I've been at home all day. Didn't go nowhere. You know, I went outside to feed my kitty cats. It's like today's Sunday. I had to think what day it was. And but tomorrow I'll probably have a t-shirt on. Because I do have to go to the drugstore, pick up something tomorrow. And yeah, I got to do that tomorrow. So I do that sometime around 10 to 12 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame. It's only 6 miles away. It's better than 20 something miles away. Yeah, I do walk. I'll walk into the kitchen. I walk outside to my burning pile where I take my paper garbage and put it out on the burning pile. Sometimes I pick tree limbs up. People, it's best for me on my tree limbs to wait until, about March or April, to go out in my yard and pick up all the tree limbs and take them over to the burning pile where I can burn it. Because one I could clean up tomorrow, by Friday, I'll probably have more tree limbs. I just wait until they fall and I pick them all up and put them on. Because the wind, people, where I live, comes out of the west. It comes out of the west. But it's too cold to go for a walk right now. I guess you call them pine trees. I call them Christmas trees. I got one in my front yard. Those pine needles kill the grass. I use to rake them up and put them around the tree, around the trees to help keep the weeds out of the dirt that's around there. Let's see. I might have maple trees. I don't know if I got maple trees. I got a tree. Let me turn around. I got a tree right out by that window. It needs to be cut down. But I don't have $1,000. And RMC won't cut them down. Won't cut this tree down over there because it's a little bit over 10 feet away from the power lines. I tried to get them to cut that tree down. They did cut it, but the electric company supervisor was right there. Yeah, you can make maple syrup. I know people does that. They make maple syrup out of the maple trees they got in their yard. And it's pretty good. I like maple syrup. There, I think it was on YouTube or maybe TV. They show you how to make maple syrup. Me, could I make maple syrup? I don't think I could. But it looks easy. It looks easy. Yeah, I got those pine cones on the ground. I guess those is the seeds. I don't want no more Christmas trees in my yard. I don't like them pine needles. I gotta rake them all up where the grass would grow. Because those pine needles, when they get in your yard, it kills the grass out. I gotta get rid of that crap. So, boy, this bubble gum tastes good. And but I want to thank you all for being my family. You better and blood family. You've been with me on Christmas, my birthday. You know, you had, you know, you're my family. I appreciate your people as my YouTube family. You know, when you get old like me, either, okay, Jack G. Hello, Cat. Cat, welcome back. I hope your weekend went well. You know, I want to thank all your subscribers, the people. It's helping me get my watch hours where I can get monetized, where I can put a new roof on my house and a new riding lawnmower, get a new computer, which I got a new one that I got in Amazon in February of last year. It quit after 2 months because the third party people is no good. They said they sell you a new computer, but they've been refurbished. You know, that's PC Online, people. I don't want to see you all get taken advantage of. You can type into your search engine about PC Online. Then scroll down to the BBB, the Better Business Bureau. You see over hundreds of complaints about those idiots. They had ransomware on my computer. But HP won't fix it. It's under warranty. You know why they won't fix my HP computer? They modified it. It voids the warranty. PC Online is sells to Walmart, Amazon, and Target. That's the three people I've found so far. That's Dell computers, HP computers, and the other computers. It's a racket. The Federal Trade Commission, the BBB, can't do a cotton picking thing to them. But God would take care of those people. Why can't HP, Dell, and all these other people file a class action lawsuit against them? Help people out like me. Why won't HP fix my computer? Why won't they give me another one? See, this does make HP and all these other computer makers look bad. Why haven't HP and Dell and whoever, why haven't they filed a lawsuit against them? That's my question to all you people. And I don't have the money to buy me another laptop. I don't know how much longer this phone will last. It's an iPhone with 64, you know what. And you have to pay for your apps that I need to clean my cache out of each app and everything out of each app. I can't do it on it, and I ain't going to pay for the SOB. That's how come I'm going back to an Android phone. But Apple should have it part of one of those apps on their phone that you can clean the cache out and everything out of all the apps, clean each app out separate like you can on the Android phone. I love the iPhone. But it's stupid. They say, well, buy iCloud for extra space. People, that don't work. It doesn't work. Thank you for subbing to me too. I want to thank you people who subscribe to me. I subscribe to you. I want to thank you all. We're helping each other out. I might not be as smart as you all on your YouTube channel, because you all young people. I'm old. I'm not smart like you. If my laptop wasn't broken, I'd be on StreamYard. I would have an introduction if I knew how to do that. But that's what I'm doing. I looked at all kinds of YouTube videos. I look to see how many subscribers they got. Some might have 0 or might 3 or 50. I subscribe to you all to help you out. And I like helping people. Because your people that I have subscribed to have helped me out. Get my subscribers up, my watch hours. You taught us old people about computers, cell phones, and the different apps to have on our cell phones. What edit software that I need on my computer. That's what we about, helping each other. MP, you're my family. You're my family. You people on YouTube is the closest thing I got to a family. Real blood family. I ain't seen my brother, the a-hole, hasn't stopped by, hasn't called. I didn't get nothing from him from Christmas or anything from my birthday. You all on YouTube is the closest thing I got to a family. You all keep me going. You all, because when I first started in YouTube a year ago doing live videos, that you told me not to give up. I appreciate it. I've been on here on live videos for a year and a month. It was a year in December of me doing live videos. I have uploaded 2 videos when I first started years ago, but I didn't know nothing about live videos on YouTube until I got watching you all here on YouTube. And you get monetized. But one thing I tell you people, that I will not charge you all a membership fee. I could use the money, but I'm not going to charge you a membership fee like everybody else does on other YouTube channels. It makes me mad, but it's okay. That's their YouTube channel. But I'm nobody important. I'm not the president, vice president, governor, mayor, congressman. I'm just an old man that has nothing to do. Try to help out the younger people to keep their nose clean. How to stay out of trouble. Because if you get in trouble when you're young, it's going to follow you the rest of your lives. Like maybe you want to be a cop or a CIA agent or FBI or something like that. They going to really do a background check that you never going to believe the kind of background check. You know, just like you people, MP, you know people who's police officers probably. And this girl that got murdered by that ICE agent last week. Where's the body cam footage from that ICE agent? I never heard a police officer using their cell phone for body cameras. So that seemed kind of strange. I didn't know that until today. You all have watched police videos on TV. You see their body cameras. Up in the top right-hand corner, you see the date, the time, Axon, the brand of the body camera. But in that ICE murder case by that idiot Ross, you don't see that in the top right-hand corner. What is ICE hiding from us? You know police officers. I know you all know them. They don't use their cell phone, but they do take pictures of car wrecks. Or maybe they take a picture of you and send it to your dispatcher where they can compare pictures of maybe a bookend photo. But the ones I know they don't use their cell phones for body cameras. So your news media, what are they hiding? How come they have not released their body cam footage? That's what I want to know. I know I've been jumped on. And I guess this person ain't going to come back on my YouTube channel. I figure that wouldn't happen. Because people talks on the telephone telling things that they don't really know what they're talking about instead of asking somebody, "Hello, Day Day, how you doing?" That is very smart. I never thought of doing that. That is very good, Day Day. Yeah, thumbs up. That is very good. So you people here on my YouTube channel, you help me. You help me through my day. You make me relax. You make me laugh. You're welcome. You're my family. You're my YouTube family. Not blood family, but you're the next thing I got to a family, people. And I appreciate you all being my family. Help me make it through the day. And I appreciate you all very much. I couldn't make it without your ladies and your gentlemen, boys and girls, you foxy ladies. I couldn't make it without you all. Like when I go out, when my son goes with me, I like to talk because I live out in the country. I don't get to see that many people. He said, "Dad, you worse than a woman. You talk, talk, talk." Well, when you don't get out and you don't see people, right now it's 20-something outside. It's too cold to go for a walk. I got to figure out when I'm going to go in there and a munch on. Maybe get me some more Cheetos or something. I got ice cream, but heck, that makes me cold. Too late in the night to fix a pizza in the oven. I don't like popcorn that much. I might just fix me a peanut butter and honey sandwich. I won't know until I go in the kitchen and look. Or I might go in there. That's one I do. I just thought of. Fix me a White Castle cheeseburger. A White Castle cheeseburger, you might know that by another name, because I think in different states it might not be White Castle. But it's a little square piece of hamburger with a bunch of holes in it. When they fry it up on the grill, they got chop up onions and all that on it. And they also, around here, they call White Castle sliders. They call them also sliders. It'll clean you out. But also, you got to watch out for the methane gas. Oh, Lordy. You eat a White Castle, you're going to have methane gas like crazy. You need a gas mask. If you ever ate White Castles, people, I don't know if they got White Castles where you live. They might have them in the grocery store. If the cheeseburgers be in an orange and white box, the hamburgers would be in a blue and white box. I think they got jalapeno White Castle burgers. What, baby? You know where I'm at. If you want some loving, come in here. No, yes. I don't know which kitty cat. It could be Alex, because it's not Kathy trying to tell me to get off of YouTube and come in there and give her some love. You know where I'm at. Come in here and jump in bed. I love my kitty cats. Just like you all love your cats or dogs, whatever you got for pets. I don't know if I could live on a farm, people. Because you have horses and pigs and cows, goats, donkeys, more chickens. You know, like when one of my kitty cats dies, I cry. They're like my children. My kitty cat gives me unconditional love. Just like the pets you got, they give you unconditional love. But you all, my YouTube family, I love you all as my family. You know, I wish some of you good looking, foxy ladies lived close to me, within 50 miles. Because if we was to get together and it didn't work out, 50 miles is nothing to go to go back. You know, nobody who smokes, no alcohol, no illegal drugs. You have to have your own vehicle. That means you have a job if you got a vehicle, 'cause you cannot depend on my car to take you to work. Because my car got over 240,000 miles on it, maybe 250. It probably has 250 on it or more. I don't know. But you can't depend on my car. I wouldn't want you to lose your job. Because if my car breaks down and you can't make it to work, you're going to blame me for you getting fired. By you having your car or truck or SUV, you know, you can make it to work. See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to keep peace in the family. You know, I'm going to say at least 30 years old to date me. And you people say, what will a 20, 30, 40-year-old girl will have in common with me? That's where we have to talk. We would have to talk in person, get to know each other, See what TV shows you like, what movies you like. Do you like car racing? Do you like NASCAR, figure eight racing? Do you like to work in the flower bed? Do you can food? See what we have in common. That's just some ideas. That's what I try to do, people. Because I've been hurt. I've been hurt. I got trust issues with females. That's how come we have to talk in person. Well, we can talk on the telephone. We can get to know each other that way, but talking in person, we can look at each other. See how we react to each other. No. But people, it's getting late. It's Sunday night. Some of you have to go to bed and go to work tomorrow or go to school. Or you getting ready to go to work tonight. And I want to thank your people, my YouTube family. You're not blood family, but I got a few blood family on here, which I don't mention. And I want to thank you, beautiful people, for helping me out. Help me get my watch hours up. Since I got over 500 subscribers, I need 3,000 watch hours before I can get monetized. And with 1,000 subscribers, I need 4,000 watch hours before I get monetized. And I can use your people to help me get my watch hours up. You might not like what I'm talking about. Well, you can watch the video and go take you a bath, or go clean the house. Get my watch hours up. You people out there can tell your friends. Say, let's help this old man out. He had 4 heart attacks. He got high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, and back problems. Lives on a fixed income. Let's help him out to get his watch hours up, where he can get another laptop and do better videos besides using his cell phone. And people, I've told you what I want to do with the money I get monetized. Put a metal roof on. Help my kitty cats out with dry cat food. I told you I buy a 44-pound bag of cat food they call multiple cats. You get it at Tractor Supply. It's about $30 a bag. And people, it's expensive. I love my kitty cats. Even my outside kitty cats. People, if it was warm, I'd be sitting outside in a chair and petting them and feeding them canned cat food. But it's too cold to sit outside and give them love. Just like in the morning time when I feed them. I get to pet all those kitty cats. Even Boots, Wildcat, Midnight, Captain. They're kind of the wild kitty cats. Snowball, because their mother is Boots. She's one of 4 original baby cats that Mama Blackie brought over about 8 years ago. Mama Blackie died a year ago in December, but she died in the house. I started letting her come in the house. But she went out every morning like she was an outside cat. One day she didn't go out because she heard the thunder. She said, I'm a smart kitty cat. I'm staying in the house today. Well, I gave her some canned cat food. She knew where the kitty cat box was. She went out. It's not uncommon for Mama Blackie to disappear for a couple of days. But that day in December, she came home, came in the house, ate her dry food, ate some canned food, drank some warm milk. She usually sleeps in the bathtub up on a chair. But I knew the way she was acting, she was going to die. So I got a wash rag and I gave her a nice warm bath, dry her off, had a blow dryer. And next time I went in the bathroom, she was in the clothes basket right by the door. John Wayne, he was an orange cat. He got in there with Mama Blackie. When I got up the next day, Blackie was dead. John Wayne was still in there with her. She did not die alone. Outside animals, people, they know when they're going to die, they just kind of run away from home. But that's one thing Mama Blackie was. She was a good mama cat, a good grandma cat, and a great grandma cat. She took care of her babies and her grandkids. She went out to catch mice to teach those babies of hers the smell of a mouse, and squirrels and birds taught them. That's what these 2 mother cats I got left, LB and Boots, teaching their babies how to catch the mice and squirrels and the birdies. I got Captain sitting outside looking up at the bird feeder. The bird's been here, I think this is the 3rd day in a row that the bird's been out there eating bird seed. They sitting there looking at the birdies. And I know what Captain's going to do. He's going to catch him a bird. Because his daddy is Midnight, a black and white tomcat. Captain is a black and white tomcat. But I love my kitty cats, people. I got pet lovers on here. You all very great people on here. I love you all. I love my moderators. And I know one moderator had a phone call. She would probably be back on, but, she's a lady. They get talking, probably forgot about me. That's okay. 709 ain't on here tonight. But I want to thank Doctor Who was on here last night, because last night was a bad night. Saturday night, I'm talking about. I had all kinds of stupid people on here. After you warn them, they get put in timeout, and you still warn them. I gave one person 24 hours. They didn't learn nothing. If they'd been put in timeout maybe a couple of minutes, had their comment deleted, they still didn't learn. And I watched this one YouTube. I wish I could remember the first part of her YouTube channel, but the last part was Sunflower, but I can't remember the first part. And her video that I watched, she had a green light on. I thought I was mean to you all here on YouTube. That lady, like I say, half of her name was Sunflower. I couldn't remember what the first part of it. She's worse than me. I mean, her YouTube channel is stricter than me. I've subscribed to her YouTube channel, but I don't know if she's been on since her last video or not, because I haven't got any notifications. But people, since this is Sunday night, everybody either have to go to bed or have to go to work in the next hour or so. I want to thank you all for coming up here with me as a family. Thank you for subscribing to me. I really appreciate you all. If you got Facebook, go there. And I guess they got a search engine from Facebook. Support Officer Tom Higdon, Hidgon. You see what I've been talking about. I love you, beautiful people. I love you, ladies. You all a very good family. God bless you all. Thank you all. And I'll catch you all later.